Alright, so to show you what I'm working with here, now this is my attack power. I got a pretty good amount of crit, 52%, could be a little higher. I got 1,067 crit damage. I'd like to see 200%, but I still don't have my accessories quite all the way upgraded. I've got my True Siren Bangle. I've got 25 attack power, extra 3 attack power, so 2 gems that give attack power is pretty good. All my accessories are Awakened Infernal except for my ring. And then, of course, you've got my Soul Shield. It's just a whole lot of crit. Just lots of crit. And all I've done to these, I could actually have a lot more crit, but I haven't really optimized them yet. All I've done is just taken the green Elite Critical Soul Shields and just use the Fusion Powder to give it a little more crit. It could be a lot higher, though. And that's just to give you an idea of the damage I'll be doing and why I'm hitting for the numbers I'm hitting for. And so now, the part that most Force Masters should already know is the difference in damage. And if you don't know the difference in damage, I will show you. So, Meteor Shower. That is about how hard you're going to be hitting with Meteor Shower when you don't have any burning debuff. And then Blazing Beam. You get 2400s, 2300, 2400, 4400. That's about how much damage you're going to expect to do. And then with Burn, however, Blazing Beam then jumps to 7500, 7800, 7700. That is a sizable damage increase. 8500. Increases the damage of all, 4 of your abilities. Fire Fury gets increased damage. Blazing Beam, Dragon Blaze. Dragon Blaze is actually your hardest hitting single target besides Inferno. And I don't count Dual Dragons because Dual Dragons is AoE. Then, of course, the damage, once you have Burn on with Meteor Shower does a lot of damage. Look at that. Critting for 7k with Meteor Shower. That's so much additional damage that you're just getting for free. So that's the nature of the burn, and that's why you apply the burn. That's also why Force Masters that automatically detonate the stacks and, essentially disable you from applying your burn whenever you don't have Short Fuse or Inferno, it really sucks. So that's why you don't detonate the stacks automatically. It's why you don't want to detonate the stacks without applying burn, because you're fucking over the other Force Masters in your group. Or just around you. Especially true for the 24-man instances where there's, 10 to 15 players on any given boss at any given time. Everybody's going to be swarming around there. So that is the nature of the burn debuff. The burn debuff is not a damage over time. It's not, it's not anything specific itself that does anything bonus damage-wise besides just being a status effect and an enabler for your other abilities that then do more damage. All it's saying is that target's on fire. Now your abilities, 4 of them, the ones that say they do, will do more damage. Okay, so one other important thing to know before I get into actually doing the rotation is mentioning how you actually go about managing your spells. So essentially, in Force Master rotation, what you're doing is managing 3 different global cooldowns. It's sort of 4 cooldowns if you count the Frost stance abilities, but you don't really have anything in your direct rotation that you use in your Frost stance. You can try and Force Blast in your Frost stance, but it still puts your fire abilities on cooldown, like Blazing Beam will go on cooldown. So you're really just managing 3 separate global cooldowns. So, for example, Blazing Palm, that has its own separate cooldown, and the 2 main spammable abilities have the fastest cooldowns. It's a shorter cooldown than the rest of your abilities. So Blazing Palm has its own short cooldown. Frost Palm has its own short cooldown, which do not share, as demonstrated. And then on top of that, your fire abilities, or your main abilities, have their own global cooldown as well. So that is how you are supposed to manage your cooldown. So you're not doing, you're not hitting one, or well, for you guys it'll be left mouse button, right mouse button, maybe 1 and 2. I have my keybind set up differently. But it's not going to be an exact set rotation, but as long as you're hitting your Blazing Palm off cooldown, your Frost Palm off cooldown, and using any of these abilities in order also off of the global cooldown, that is how you're maximizing your damage, and how you're pumping out as many spells as you can, within the time you're given. So everything has its own separate cooldown. Your main abilities have a cooldown, your main autos have cooldown, and that is how you maintain your rotation, and that is how you do it quickly.